summer's coming to a close. The college students are going to be coming back here in Kent, and I thought that was perfect subject matter for today's video review. What are we going to be peeping? Well, we're going to be checking out the early 1980s slasher classic, The House on Sorority Row. And yeah, they made a remake of this a couple of years back, but I thought it was utter shit, and I love the original film. It's an early 80s classic, not entirely original. There was a lot of movies like this back in the day, but I've got a soft spot in my heart for movies like this. I love slashers. I haven't seen this one in quite some time, so I'm pretty anxious to check it out. Let's get right to it, guys. Check out this scene from the movie. It's really creepy. And when we get back, we're going to be discussing the movie, The House on Sorority Row. This is definitely a straightforward and rather blunt slasher movie. A lot of the films during this era, the early 1980s, they took themselves immensely seriously. And, when you compare early slasher films, to the ones of the late 1980s, they're drastically different. There's a strong emphasis on the mystery element. I've discussed this before in other videos. A lot of the American slasher films were influenced by the Italian giallo genre. So when you watch these movies, they kind of play like some sort of, whodunit mystery. Now, this movie is definitely not high art, and the story is just fucking stupid. A lot of the characters make terrible decisions, and when you think about the basic premise, all these sorority sisters trying to cover up a murder, I mean, come on guys, how could you live with yourself? That being said, there's a ton of gore in this movie, and I'm happy to say that in this version, the 25th anniversary edition of The House on Sorority Row, it's completely uncut. You see victims getting stabbed, people get decapitated, bodies are dumped into swimming pools. I mean, it's got it all. And I'd say that in terms of gore, it's right up there with some of the early Friday the 13th movies. But when all is said and done, guys, I gotta give the movie a review, and out of 10 stars, I could only give The House on Sorority Row maybe a 4.5 or 5 out of 10. It's definitely not the best slasher movie from the 1980s, and the story is just fucking stupid in parts. But the gore is really good, and let's face it guys, this movie really kind of started that whole sorority horror movie slasher craze, so you gotta give it credit for that.